Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, our lesson is on the discovery of the New World. And when I say the New World, I mean the Western Hemisphere. By the end of today's lesson, you will understand the European motivation for exploring the seas and trying to find a new world. So this is no new vocabulary for each of you. The Renaissance was a period of learning and cultural development in Europe. And this was, again, during the 14th to 17th centuries. Beginning in Florence, Italy, the learning of the Renaissance soon spread all over Europe with an emphasis on intellectual inquiry and classical revival and humanism that marked a departure from the Middle Ages. We saw many Europeans during the period persuade these ideas through art, through math, and other branches of learning. Some of these faces should look familiar to you, as these are some of the Renaissance artists that we discussed during the Renaissance unit. However, other branches of learning decided to sail the ocean and explore the world. Not only was the Renaissance known for blooming culture, it also marked the start of the global age and the exploration age. So what you guys see on the screen right now is a map that illustrates migration routes into America. And as you can see, the routes begin in Asia and actually move to North America. And scientists actually know that the ancestors of the first Americas came from Asia. They know that these people migrated to North America. And for those of you who don't know, to migrate is to move from one place to another. And they did this through what's called a strait, which is a narrow body of water that connects two larger bodies of water. The Bering Strait is located between Asia and North America, and during the Ice Age, scientists believe the strait was a land bridge which people could have crossed. Although scientists are not sure why these people left Asia and came to North America, like all people, they probably had a sense of adventure, or they, wondered what else was out there, or they wanted to get new land and travel it, or hunting for food. Maybe the lack of food caused them to go on a search and a hunt, or perhaps they crossed just to gather new plants or roots to eat. It isn't exactly sure why they made this route or they chose to cross the Bering Strait, and we'll probably never know all the reasons why. But what we do know is that the first Americas did come from Asia and moved to North America. However, it was a gradual migration. So this is another map just illustrating the early human migrations and the possible migrations of the first Americas. As you can see, individuals are traveling from Asia to North America and even down to South America. So the red arrows illustrate the first migration from 38,000 to 1800 BCE, which stands for before Common Era. So before Common Era is like it's like before Christ. And then the green arrow is the second migration, which is 10,000 to 4,000 BCE. And the yellow arrow illustrates the third migration, which is 8,000 to 3,000 BCE. So as you can see, it was a gradual migration over the years. An additional map, just to kind of get you guys thinking, I wanted to kind of display the many different cultural areas and Native American tribes in the region. Although we refer to Native Americans collectively as Native Americans, the people who lived in North America in the 1500s belonged to many different groups with many different ways of life. So on this map, you can actually see Mesoamerica. You can see the Inuit. You can see different types of tribes all spread out through America. The Native Americans had different cultures, different ways of living, and we also see differences in geography and differences in the dwellings. These are two different homes built within the Southwest and New Mexico and the Southwest New Mexico and the Northeast. And you can look at them and tell that they are entirely different structures. They had this different way of building. In the Southwest, they built their homes with sun-dried clay bricks, where in the Northeast, they built them with wooden frames covered with bark. What this last and final map is depicting is the European movement onto Native American land. As you can see on the actual map, you see the different names of the tribes throughout North America. And then you see the ships on the far right coming over from Asia, whether they were English or Dutch or Spanish or Swedish. They were coming in search of a new world, new materials, and so on and so forth. So we see them start coming in and we see their routes kind of taking over the Native American land. Causes. So the motives includes the Crusades, which is a familiar topic to you. Nations competed for Asian trade, such as spices and silks, and they bypassed intermediaries to get to Asia. The Renaissance sparked curiosity about other lands and other peoples. Ancient Greek, Roman, and Muslim art and learning were rediscovered, and the philosophy of humanism, or the focus on worldly subjects, provided people with a new way of living. Also, there was a use of reason and experimentation in learning. The Reformation, which was the revolt against the Roman Catholic Church, established refugees and missionaries, and people began to question what else was out there. The monarchs were seeking new sources of revenue, new money, new funds, new ways of making money. There were also technological advances, which improved seafaring technology, aided exploration and trade. And last but not least, people wanted the fame. They wanted the fortune. They wanted the money that came along with it. Everyone wanted to be that guy, you know? So these are the motives for European exploration. Now, did they go out there saying, we're going to find America? No. They went out there looking to, bypass intermediaries, feed their curiosity, expand because they could based on the Reformation, seek new revenue and different technological advances and fame and fortune. And we really see those motives come to light when we start talking about different explorers during the global age and during the exploration time period. So while this previous slide concludes the lesson for today, hopefully you understand the motives and can really convey your understanding in the upcoming lesson questions. It should be right below me. Tomorrow we're going to talk about some of the direct causes of the exploration, why people were trying to find new land. We've gone over some of the motives, but moving forward, we're going to talk about some of those direct issues. I hope you guys enjoyed your lesson, and I can't wait to see you in the live class. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.